So my name is Jerome Williams. I am a brain injury survivor from June of 2020. Um, Basically, life has been completely different ever since I had my brain injury, and trying to get professional help, trying to acclimate back into society it's been its own challenges. And in knowing that these challenges are happening, the awareness around it is, I think, limited. June 15th of 2023, boom, that aspect of life came full force to me. I'm not going to go into what that is just yet. Over time, we will definitely talk about it. But what I want to talk about is basically my journey through the brain injury. I probably take a little bit different approach to things based on the fact that I have more of a psychology background, and honestly, I don't really care to talk about it with others. So therefore, I feel like if I can figure it out on my own, I always try to go that route, which may not be the best, but at least makes me feel like that I've tried certain things before I have to go into taking medicine or something, because that typically is the answer to a lot of the things that I have that I suffer through. Is like, hey, we got a medication for that. And then that's nothing against my doctors or anybody else in the medical field, because that's what you got. Like, if you've not also been through a brain injury, you may not know really the day-to-day suffering that we go through. And some people don't suffer. Some people, they are able to bounce back. Myself, I wasn't able to bounce back as easily, and every day is a new day for me. So for me, my brain injury has been unapologetic, and that's why I kind of titled this "Unapologetic Brain Injury," because the brain injury itself has been unapologetic, and my regard to getting better has been unapologetic. I don't want to always have to feel bad for how I feel inside, and the emotions and the mental piece behind it, and I don't want others to. I found when there was a transition when I got out of the hospital from being confident that I was getting better and wanting to be who I used to be, and then now who I am today, who is just trying to be. I'm going to focus on talking about kind of my path, and hopefully throughout the time of this channel, I can get better with my confidence talking and speaking about this, and then also really understanding other people, and maybe if there's other people that have thoughts, concerns, or anything that they can add in, I'm open. So I'll just give a little bit about how I got here, and then moving forward, I'll kind of go through more of the things that I've done in my struggle to get to where I'm at right now. In a realization that a brain injury, it gets better, and just like anything, right? Well, I grew up with dyslexia. Dyslexia as a kid was very, very different than dyslexia as an adult. Over time, things got better. I learned how to live within society and be a functioning person in the community with my learning, disability, but it never necessarily goes away. And that's kind of how I feel like the brain injury is, right? I'm only 3 years out of it, and it's been a struggle. But with that struggle, I think when I read some articles that talked about your first 2 years are the biggest years because that's where you learn the most. Okay. But it really wasn't until about 2.5 years, almost 3 years, that I started to be able to put everything that I learned beforehand into motion. So if you're like me, or a person with a brain injury, or a person that is around a person with a brain injury, be patient, compassionate, because they're learning and trying to figure it out in a way that they know how to, and you have to absorb it too, also with them. And sometimes they like, for myself, like, I've gotten to the point where I've distanced myself from some of my family and close friends based on the fact that, like, I don't know what to say to them anymore. Like, I know I don't fit the mold of who they knew I was, or who they think they want to be, or like, I'm not a spring chicken. So, like, my friends have families. Like, do they want me around, right? Like, these are all things that can be real issues for a person with a brain injury, but it's not the end all, right? Like, I just want to express, like, this is not the end all. There's definitely things that I've learned outside of my therapy, and when I say therapy, I go to a cognitive therapist. I went to a speech therapist, a psychologist. I have a general practitioner, and then a cognitive a specialist that not cognitive, sorry, not a cognitive, but a cardiologist, the specialist that I go to. And with all that, like, there's still things that I've learned outside of that. I mean, to go along with that has made me a little bit more successful in trying to acclimate. I'm not saying I've been perfect at it, because I'm not. My feelings and choices that I've made were based off of choices that I made before my brain injury. Maybe if I would have thought, hey, Trump, someday you could have a brain injury, and things don't go to plan, maybe I would have thought differently. I doubt it, because I'm not that kind of guy, but maybe I would have, right? So all I can do, and all anyone can do, is, now that you have one and you are trying to acclimate back into society, how does that work? So, my channel, right? Because I'm going to call it my channel. I know I've watched some things where it says, hey, I got to make this about, so everybody that's watching it can feel a part of it. But I haven't walked in anybody else's shoes but my own. So I don't want to assume that I have, and I'm not going to talk like I have, because that's just not who I am. But what I would like, if you have, like when I talk, if it resonates with you, or you want to know more, please either like or subscribe, because I'm just going to kind of talk through basically what's happened. Some things are probably going to be funny, some things are not. I have so many things. My brain injury is an ABI, which is acquired brain injury. So I'm non-traumatic. So I didn't, no car crashes, no fights, no falls, nothing like that, man. Mine is like a CSF leak in my back, and from there, like, I don't look like I have a brain injury, but trust me, inside and up here, there's a lot going on, and at times there's a lot not going on. And those are also things that I think people need to know, that, like, awareness around brain injuries is so important, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So it may be a thing where people enjoy what I say, or maybe they don't. I'm just going to talk, and hopefully people guide me to what's next. This is my first video, and honestly, they're probably all going to be this way, because as we talk, being a perfectionist is no longer in my way of thinking, and I can only say what I know, right? Because I don't really care to say what I don't know. So, or even care about trying to do the whole thing of like making people like me. Because, you know, if you had a brain injury, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, it is what it is. I am who I am. So, but with that being said, I still hope that I can be helpful in things that I go through, that I probably look out of the box at helping fix my situation, just because I don't want to do medicine and everything, and that's just how it is, right? So I know I always say in these videos, either thumbs up, like it, subscribe to it, whatever, do whatever you want to do. That's on you. I don't really care. I'm just gonna put these up and whatever, all right? So my name is Jerome Williams. I have, my educational background is in psychology and accounting. I'm in a doctorate degree in general psychology. I had, again, a non-traumatic brain injury, which whatever that means, but got me an extra plate in my head and definitely changed my life. So thank you very much.